make me feel, as an elderly senior citizen, that I feel safe in my own town. Now, Oldham Police and Greater Manchester Police, the failings, gross failings regarding CSC, the cover-up, the close partnership between this police station, GMP, and our local council is absolutely disgraceful. And I want to know, as an individual, for right and wrong, what the heck is this close partnership our council, who is approachable, but when we ask for honesty, openness and integrity, we don't get it. And when we go down there, the close partnership between GMP and our council, they send 3 police cars, 5 police officers, and ask us to come up to this station. Now, we're not wrong. And me and the ex-councillor Warren Bates, we came up to the police station, and to this day, we don't know why we were taken from a peaceful, legitimate protest to bring the attention and to open up the gross failings where we've got councillors not fit to be councillors, where we've got ex-policemen as councillors, liaison officers that don't declare conflicts of interest. That's what this is about. This is about honesty, openness, truthfulness. And when GMP, your close partnership with our council, too cozy a partnership in my opinion. Far too cozy. Thank you very much, Commander Bowen, for not getting back to me. And a few months ago, when I was in the market hall, Commander Bowen passed. I couldn't believe me luck. I was at the card shop, the baker's was next door, the fruit and veggies at the other end. And I says to Commander Bowen, I'd like a word with you, Commander Bowen. And what did he do? Like one of them scanning parrots, he walked off. His head went down, he walked off. And I shouted down, Commander Bowen, please, can I have a meeting with you? Can I talk to you? And still, he walked away. Now, it's no good our police having surgeries with community police officers. It comes from you at the top. You at the top. And I want to know, where are you? Where are you when all this smell of drugs in the cars that pass you and they drive in? Where are the unruly youths on motorbikes, balaclavas? Where are they? Where's the safety on the footpath? Where is the safety where mobility scooters, invalid people can't get down the road because the cars parked off? Where are they? Is it a police issue? Is it not? Or is it a cover-up? Oh, we don't want out to do it. No, we just want to, bide our time away, receive our pension. You brought this protest on your front door, Commander Boy. And when I drive and I see a democratic group of people driving their motor vehicles in a hazardous way that will take life. They'll take life. And I want to know what you're doing about it. I'd like to know what your intentions are to safeguard people, honest people, on the roads being nearly wiped out by these drivers. Or is it a dodgy subject? Have you been told to back off regarding this democratic group? Is that what it is? No, demographic. That's what the word is, a demographic group. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have to come up here and raise my concerns, but I will not stand for the drugs which your officers must be able to smell. So I can show you the gross failings that your officers can't pick up. Now, you might be too busy, but nearly every day I see nearly fatal accidents through these sort of people. Regarding your close partnership, Commander Boy, too cozy, in my opinion, too cozy. When we came up from a meeting that your officers would not attend on a 999, where a young woman was assaulted, and we had to walk up here in the pouring rain because nobody came down, and we had to hammer and bang on these windows here. You'll have it on film. You should have it on film. You've got all these cameras, so you must have seen. And that young woman had to be taken down to A&E with an hand injury, where the security in-house of Oldham Council trapped her hand, and a private security threw her from behind, causing a hand injury. Now you've washed your hands of it. That's because you're in close partnership with Oldham Council, isn't it? And you don't want to disrupt anything like that. This young woman, who's about 7 stone wet through, was manhandled, had an hand injury, and you didn't want to do nothing. But one of the officers took this young lady down to E&E, and the other one said that those people who have been banned, and they've been banned for holding the council to account, they've been banned for nothing else. They've been banned for raising our concerns. We don't like the reputation, the accusations that's going on, social media and so on, regarding this council. And the officer said to me, you think those people will get back? They'll never get back. What right had that police officer to say, which has been totally disregarded by a council officer? What right did that police officer say that we will never get back? What's going on? What's going on, Commander Boy?
Two-tier policing is what's going on.
The gentleman on the side says two-tier policing. You know, in everything that we do in our lives, it's covered by politics. And when you've got prime ministers walking away from jobs because they were caught having parties, when you've got the Labour group anti-Semitic right with anti-Semitism, oh, it's a disgrace. Haven't we learned nothing? That we all are supposed to help one another, look out for one another. But we're not. And because of what's shown to us as ordinary people from the top, apathy has come into our ranks. Apathy. People don't bother to vote. They think it goes nowhere. And yet, why people stand out here is because a very small percentage of people can be bothered to try and make this town a place to live, to work in safety. But what sickens me to death is that our leader of this council, who they say hangs off the arm of the getaway driver of the Old Creedon, hangs off the arm, maybe he'd come out, maybe an officer will come out now and look at what's on my phone. And I picked up a statement from a gentleman that says to our council leader, I'm not into politics, but I've known you a very long while. And if anyone, and I mean anyone, affects or says anything about you, they will never vote again. To me, Mr. Mr. Policeman, Mr. Chris Boyd, that is a threat. And our leader has thanked that person, thanked by 3 parts. What are you doing? Oh, is it a demographic of people that you don't want to upset? We should have no democratic views of people. Everyone has a safety to walk, to breathe, to do everything they do in this town. And like I said, I spoke to a gentleman yesterday, and he works for the railways. He was down in Crewe. He came up the motorway, no problem, and as soon as he got to Oldham, round Outright Street and others, he was cut in, accidents nearly happened, he was abused, put a camera in my van, Mr. Policeman, so I can monitor when you seem to be failing. Because every time I go out, I come across this, and 3 years ago, I was sent to a job up Lees. It was 7 o'clock in the evening, went through Lees at the top, and a young man and his girlfriend were nearly wiped out. A car that I could see in the mirror, driving very, very erratically, overtook us after that bend, went on the opposite side of the road. The young man and his girlfriend dived for cover. He nearly mounted the pavement and he shot up. Now, your police officers weren't there, but I were. So, I'm offering you a chance to make this town safe, where people can go about doing their business. But how close is your partnership, GMP, Oldham Police, Mr. Chris Boyd, Commander Chris Boyd, with our council?
Too close.
Too close, I agree. But what I'd like to know is postal vote fraud. Has there been anything regarding postal vote fraud? You know, if only 32% of people turned out in some areas, how do we know that postal vote fraud hasn't contributed to them candidates getting in? What have you done? It's been raised many, many times. And that people like me, a small group of individuals that try and get it out there, to have honesty, openness and integrity, because we are the small, very, very small group of people that want the best when we vote. And why we have to come out here is because over half can't be bothered to vote. So we have to do our damnedest and hardest to get the best. I'll say it again, your close partnership with OMBC, where we have police officers retired, school governors, which the Church of England now has been informed of an high-profile Church of England school in Crompton, where a governor didn't declare a conflict of interest against his sex pervert mate of the same party, didn't declare a conflict of interest. Now, the Archdeacon of Rochdale and a letter to the Bishop of Manchester, and I want to know why. Thank goodness that man has lost his seat as a councillor, but he's still a school governor. People else in that school, bullying, intimidation. And when the protest that I am soon to be doing, are you going to come out again, GMP, to cover up, to make me look as though I'm the wrong one? You say that you're coming out, and no one comes out. You shut us up to move us out of this council. And then you say, what can we do for you? I said, well, you can come and see me, raise my concerns. And nobody ever does. You brought it on your own front door, Commander Boyd, by neglecting the people you're supposed to protect. And it's like I said, in 2021, when I was out here, were you, Commander, 9 years ago, anything to do with West Yorkshire Police, Halifax, Huddersfield, but primarily the Halifax area, where a demographic group of males stopped me and threatened me with murder. A lady, a grandmother, videoed it, the assault, threw me in my van. Your police officers came and did bugger all. Did nothing. Is it still going on? Is this why there's 2 tiers of policing? Oh, let them go. Oh, no, it's not that demographic. Oh, no, we can't have that. Oh, no. Can't, well, look the other way. Look the other way, lads.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
It is.
People are frightened of going out. It's scandalous what's going on. So please, Commander Bowen of Oldham Police Station, have the guts
And the bottle.
and the buckle
And the
to have a meeting with myself and another gentleman who also is grieved, because that gentleman was told to leave and we did it in a proper manner. We came out, we came up here, and it were a load of lies. We were took from a legitimate protest, 60 odd and late 70s, that you were informed of just to shut us up. Your partnership with this council is not of a standard. Not of a standard at all.
Yes. Did in Yorkshire.
Looking for a bit of decency. Decency. Simple.
Actually,
decency.
So if you heard Peter then, right, I'm not having a go at anyone, but through siding with one section of the community and not looking after all the community, you build animosity up with other members of the community, and that's been going on in Oldham for 40 years. Nothing to do with me. I've only been active 5 years, but for 40 years, that's what the council do, and they wonder, and then they wonder why everyone's against them. And we've got, it's well documented. The Ritchie report in 2001 says this. There's been plenty of articles, and that's what they do, and it's wrong. My dad in the early 90s went to the council with these kind of concerns of other community leaders, and my dad was Jamaican. And then 7 years later, we had the Oldham Bradford riots, which was blamed on the things that my dad and other community leaders, they're just silent about it. The other day, a senior councillor, Riaz Ahmad, I think he was called, left, and he was around in the riots time, and everyone thanked him, but nobody said nothing about Gavin Opley being brutally murdered the year after by 9 racist Pakistanis. No one said nothing. So nobody says nothing, so it builds up animosity with other communities then. Why aren't people saying anything? No one said anything, so obviously Gavin's life didn't matter, but obviously the riots did. And when you look at the riots, a lot of the blame can go to that section of the community, but council will never admit that, and they will never put it out. At the moment, we've got the deputy leader is a doctor, isn't he? Is that deputy leader? He's the one who is a mayor, isn't it? And he's the one involved in that scandal with the Royton Health Centre.
Dr. Chua.
Yeah, Dr. Shuam, Zayad Shuam.
Serious trouble. I've heard people refer to him as being called Dr. Death.
Dr. Death, Royton. Big serious issues with Royton Health Centre that he runs.
12 businesses.
12 businesses.
To my understanding, there are 12 businesses. That's how I understand it, and it's a bit ropey what's been going on, because he awarded himself a contract.
£600,000.
As I understand.
Didn't declare it.
Didn't declare it. No, didn't declare it.
Honestly, you know, like sections of the community have just been screwing Oldham over, and no one says anything. But then other sections of the community know, and it makes animosity between communities. The council love that because it just keeps people divided, and they can do everything they want. That's why we should stick together, no matter who you are in Oldham, because it affects everyone. This affects every section of the community. But thank you very much, Peter. Peter Brown here, I've got a video of Peter in the European Union telling them that while their band is strychnine, is it strychnine? Yeah, while they ban strychnine, he tells them that they have breast implants and Viagra. That's what he said in the European Union. I've got the video and I will put it up for you.
Toxic chemicals, this deadly poison we used in agriculture for 70 years by our government, and the parasites and the Labour, if they got in, would want us to rejoin these parasites. What about all the pollution? The gentleman at the back yeah, ex-councillor Warren Bates stood with me. Early deaths around school children's playing grounds with toxic fumes. They did nothing, and they burn up pipes up. Oh, and something's done. Clean air. Nothing's still done. But the thing is that them parasites over in Brussels that were on about 80, 90,000 pounds, which were on about 30,000 more than our MPs, and the European Union would readily employ our MPs if they switched back to the scam. You know, all we have is another parasitic body. What's happened? We're in this state now of this world where in November we'll go through the Armistice Day again, and there'll be poppies, and yet there are still wars killing people. So in all the brains of the global G7, of all the organisations, humanitarian, Red Cross, that they can't stop wars. Look at the devastation. Look at the homeless. And who causes it? No, go on, lass.
Oh, it's all bullshit. What? The bullshit. It's the government.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, yeah. There's a lady shouting out bullshit. She's absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Yeah.
Look, getting away with it. They've been getting away with it for centuries. The corruption.
And the lawyers and the pharmaceuticals, they own the world. They own the
Yeah,
world.
they do. Yeah.
So don't blame them for MPs and all that, because we voted that shit in.
Well, them that voted.
Wasting your time because they don't do anything, because it's never above them. Tell them what to do.
Well, that's what we're here for.
It's not democracy, it's dictatorship.
Correct, lass. 100%. Yeah. Yeah.
Which area do you live in, love?
Hey, I live in Shaw.
All right.
I
right.
would
Who did-
find
so
it
who you
more.
voting for down there?
I don't vote into bullshit. If you vote for a turd sandwich or a giant dude.
Why don't you run as an independent then and break it council?
What if, give Mark
Honestly, you know, if you run as an independent, the councillors down there, it'd be like that. It'd be like you'd get votes. And honestly, and that's what I'm doing. Even if I don't get a council seat, I'm a big thorn in the Oldham council side. So you should, honestly, you should run.
Should I? Just joined the union, so I'm going to be fucking being a union rep first and see, get my feet under the table, and yeah, I'm going to, you know,
That's just covers.
Yeah.
That's just covers.
something needs changing, doesn't it? Anyhow, so good on you.
Yeah.
But once again, Commander Boyd, it all falls in your lap. One minute you promise an interview, and then when you've had your feet on the table, you don't do nothing. You don't do anything.
Good on you.
We don't want police officers having to be told, walk away. It's not the police officers. And if any police officer, I'm employing them, I'm begging of you. If you think that you're being told to walk away, not to see, not to report anything, because a democratic law, say law, walk away. Everyone should be treated the same, whether they be black, brown, yellow, green, or anything. You know, you can't segregate. You make things worse. You make things worse. But Commander Boyd, I don't like your close partnership with Oldham Council. And how would you feel, 2021 again, Commander Boyd, when I stated, how would any police officer, how would any commanding officer feel if they neglected the burial ground where you could have lost your wife, your husband, your son, your daughter, your grandchild, part of your family. And this council grossly neglected while they sold off our buildings at cheap, and yet they don't put the money back into our burial grounds, respectable for our dead. How would you feel, Commander Bowen, if it were your family and you have the audacity, in my opinion, to promote a partnership, a cosy partnership with this council? The reason why I am here today is I asked for help because of a Lib Dem councillor in Shaw. His name was Rob Blythe. He had to put himself on the child sex offenders register. He nearly committed suicide when he thought he was going to go to prison. You know, how many more sleeves are like that?
Hundreds in the MPs, councillors. There's hundreds across the country,
There
mate.
are, John. There are. When you've even got a Prime Minister who handed in his resignation, a Prime Minister, because of the outcome of the Partygate parties, where families couldn't see the beloved ones during COVID, and they were having a right knees up, shindig, laughing at us. Story's no good. And you know how you get away with it? Because people won't get up off their backsides and vote. And when my mate here has said, well, you know, why don't you go in the town centre? What? Because you know, no working person will hardly stand by his fellow man. But when anything happens to him and his family, oh, he wants you to back him up. No. You took me off the peaceful protest. You've lost my data for 3.5 months. We're only this week. You've given me a date. It should be sent, recorded for me to pick up on Monday. 3.5 months. And yet on your forms, I should have had a reply in under 3 weeks. Under 3 weeks. 3.5 months. Well, the issue was reported immediately to Jim McMahon. He's up this. And I don't want to hear what's on social media that our 2 MPs have doctored evidence to get a man arrested. Just how high up is the bentness, the corruption within our government? How high up regarding everything? You've had your own sleeves in GMP police. You know, and this what we're on news, when a gentleman shot a policeman in the cell, shot him. Whenever I've been scammed down here, at the town hall, at the civic, they have you holding your arms up. He was in custody, and he shot a policeman and wounded another. What the hell? Is it because he was a demographic person that they couldn't put pressure on? Because if it had been us, well, that's legs
Honestly,
straight,
yeah,
arms out,
yeah.
up, down, underneath.
yeah. Honestly, that's true. That's the truth.
It's absolutely scandalous. This has to stop. You're causing problems. I've no grief with anyone. But unfortunately, misdemeanors are coming to my front door and I'm having to attend it. I asked for help. I got nothing. And when I raised the alarm regarding the burial ground at Crompton, where 17 of my family are buried, and it was flooding, and the council leader did bugger all, and yet you come out when this council raises alarm with members of the public hold them to account, and you can't send enough policemen in cars, sirens, lights going. Our leader is supposed to be hanging off the arm of the getaway driver of Dale Creed, shot to death 2 of your colleagues. I've just read you a statement where a gentleman has sent our leader a message. I'm sorry, Arood, I don't do politics, but if anyone, and I mean anyone, interferes or calls you, they will never vote again. That's a death threat, Mr. Policeman, a death threat. And she sends 3 love hearts back.
Think about it. It's not all the demographic. The demographic comes into play, doesn't it? One law for the demographic, another law for us.
Right in front of him, this council here, the line from this young lady.
Yeah.
BC Alison Armitage.
Yeah.
BC Alison Armitage in the grounds of this police station went out there to defend us. Line of duty. You know. They've not learned.
So can I, 1 minute, Peter, can I just go through a few things? So Peter's on about a guy called Irish Emmett who was a getaway driver for Dale Cregan, not when he killed them coppers, but in some other gangster stuff, who is a childhood friend of Arut Shah's. And there's a lot of confliction because he was in the last, not the last election, last May, he was in the count walking around the election. So does that mean I can get a convicted gangster by my side in the elections? No, it doesn't, because if I did that, I would be all over Hope Not Hate and all over the news. But nobody says nothing about Arut Shah's connection with this guy, Irish Emmett. No one says nothing. Council don't say nothing, the police don't say nothing. But I swear, if I took a convicted gangster with me or somebody who's in the news, I would. They'd do something. They'd throw me out of the council or something.
He was convicted that morning of the count. He was convicted
Of an offence.
Yes.
So that
bail, I think it were a breach of bail. I've never met him, John. So I've only met our council leader, Arut Shah, who had a meeting with me and my cousin, who had to have his wife exhumed when they covered up the flooding, and she had the audacity to said it was despicable of me to latch on to my cousin's wife say to get my agenda at the council. I raised it 9 years ago, the flooding. Our Susan were healthy. She hadn't got cancer. How dare that woman? But her nastiness. No, I'm not liking it, John.
right.
Not liking it.
She's inhumane.
So that's Arut Shah. Also, when Arut Shah first stood up to be a councillor, she got ousted. She got a campaign of abuse from the people in her own community, not white people, the people in her own community who said things like she slept her way to the top and stuff like this. Also, when she last became council leader, a car got firebombed. The media, everyone come out. They brought out all the anti-racists from Liverpool, Joanne Anderson and all the far left. But it was somebody from her own community who blew the car up. It was nobody white, but they was all coming on the right wing thing. We're sick of it in Oldham. We're absolutely sick of it that you're going on at people like that all the time. And don't think that we're not thingy. When there's public meetings, we'll be there. When there's Mayor's question time or meet the leader, Big John will be there asking these difficult questions. Big John will be there asking these questions that you don't want to hear. You can call me all the names under the sun, but I'll still be there, and I'm still running as a council candidate as well. So I'm a big thorn in your ass. So, but Peter, thank you very much. Have you finished yet? Or?
Well, it's just like you nicked on it, John, and it's right. Arut Shah car bombing. They smashed the window after they already set fire, and yet they tried to blame a man who's opened up. They've gone for him. All the establishment has gone from him. I don't know what is right and what is wrong, John. I hear it from all sides. But for an elderly senior citizen who's had dealings with this police and this council, I don't know. I believe the man who's been opening up,
Yeah.
His life got threatened.
Yeah, Raj Armiya is talking about.
The police broke in his door. You're right.
Yeah.
The car bombing was a complete.
We've heard nothing.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
We've heard absolutely nothing. Well, like I said,
2 years ago.
You ride round, you can smell the cannabis oozing out of cars. If they say, oh, it only relaxes you, you need your bloody wits about your driving these days. Don't go behind the wheel. You're going to take somebody out. And I'm saying again to the police, put a camera in my van. You don't seem to be there. You can't be there all the time. I can. I can help you. I can help you. So, Mr. Bowen, give me the courtesy of an appointment up here, because I'd like to know why you ignored me when I wanted to speak to you. Thanks very much, John.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. So, John Lawrence, National Housing Party, outside police station with Peter Brown. I'm going to keep my live going because of some